Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mad Mine, and this is UG Media. We are here at BadgerFest 2019 at the Bread Shed in Manchester, bringing you a whole host of heavy metal to shake your bones to the ground on this October the 18th and 19th. We will be bringing you a series of interviews with various bands and maybe some live shots during the show, and we'll be giving some updates during our time here over the weekend. So tune in and keep watching. It'll be all good stuff. You can catch us on theug.media. That's our main site. UG Media Global on Facebook, Instagram, Gab, and on Mind. I am Mad Mine. This is UG Media. This is BadgerFest 2019. Okay, so we're about to go to be releasing an album next year, I do believe.
Yeah.
All good stuff. I know that we're going to be talking about that. Epic hair, by the way. I know it's pretty much a trademark thing. Didn't you swap hairs once?
We have kind of briefly. I've had like different coloured streaks and you've had a bit of blue underneath, but we've had this hairstyle since we started the band. Yeah. And whenever we dye our hair another colour, people don't know who we are. Like, you walk into a gig and they're like, "Oh, are you here with one of the bands?" Like, yeah, I'm Gemma from Dekesis. And they're like, "She's got blue hair." So we'll always go back to blue and red. It's kind of our trademark, isn't it?
Cool. All good stuff. All good stuff. Now, I know that you guys don't just do stuff with the band. I'd like to touch on that in a little bit. Talking about hair, sir, did you have long hair once?
Yeah, I did. It left me though, tragically. So, yeah, all gone.
I think that was the thing where it was like a parody thing was like that someone left the band or whatever has got another one in, but it's the same guy. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was. Actually, who was responsible for that? Yeah, me leaving the band, being replaced by me.
We had a little night together and we had a little party, and then we shaved Matt's head. And we were like, Matt has left the band, introducing our new guitarist, Baldy McBaldington, and everyone liked the joke, so it's stuck. Baldrick, much something.
Fantastic, all great stuff. So, you played today, obviously. What do you think of the crowd reaction? What do you reckon was going on?
Yeah, it was great. It was, lots of people, and I think we're a little bit different to a lot of the other bands on the bill. So it's, we're a lot more melodic and up tempo, kind of power metal, prog metal. But everyone seemed to really enjoy it, and we've had really good feedback from people just kind of milling around the venue afterwards. So yeah, all thumbs up all round.
Cool, good stuff. Now, so you describe yourselves as a prog power metal band. Diversity across the board, it's fantastic. It's great when you go to a festival or a gig where you got a few bands on and it's like different subgenres, so to speak, and everything else. Now, having saying that, what has got to be, it had to have happened, what has got to be the weirdest gig you've ever been booked for?
There's so many. Which do we go for?
I don't know. We do get booked for some like weird gigs because there's not really a scene for what we do. Like we're trying to make one with we have a festival to try and get that scene together. But we've played on like black metal lineups, and we've played with like pop punk bands, and we've played with acoustic acts. And sometimes you just get these like weird hybrid gigs where people aren't really sure like what box to put us in. So we play with all sorts,
How wicked. All good stuff. So, I know I got a quick chat with you earlier. You just don't do stuff with the band. What else do you do, dear?
Well, collectively, we own and run a recording and rehearsal studio in Birmingham called Capsark Studios. We all teach musical instruments. Gemma owns a rock school, which is next door to our studio, and we run a power metal festival in Birmingham. So everything that we do kind of is in the scene. Adam runs a videography company called Seventh Sky Media. So we're all very creative in our sort of day jobs, and it all just kind of ties in. And yeah, we don't stop really. We don't sleep.
I definitely know that feeling. And I know from so watching the videos and the stuff that you do with the whole performances that you do, stuff with the live videos and everything else. It definitely shows that you guys are just more than just a band. I know it's harsh to say that, but there's obviously more there, more than just you guys who just hook up, rock out, and do everything else. Now you yourself, you were a vocal coach as well, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, cool. How's that going?
How's that going? Great, yeah. I've been doing that for about 15 years now, so I've been doing that longer than I've been in Dekesis. Me and Matt both teach at ACM in Birmingham, so vocal coaching is like the day job, so it's a dream day job. It's in music, and I get to meet some really cool people, and I get to work with a lot of people within the scene because there's not that many metal vocal coaches. And although I don't sing in a kind of growled metal style, I'm very much a traditional singer. I get to work with some really fantastic people and play around with their voices, so I love it.
Wicked. Probably see if we can do it. We'll probably have a little game a little bit late,
okay.
a little bit in a bit. For you, sir.
You're right.
Cool. Okay. Trying to catch up with what was said earlier about apart from being in the band.
Yeah.
What is it that you do?
Well, I do all the graphics for the band, but I also do graphics for lots of other companies and things. I do music videos.
And lyric videos.
And and I teach the drums as well as lots of other things.
Yeah, we literally came from a video shoot today.
Yeah. I've been shooting a music video for Fury, if you know those.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because I know you guys are very, very, very close friends of Designers, and I know you mess around with the titles of the gigs that you go around again.
Oh yeah.
that is really cool. I do like that.
Friends of Fury.
Cool. Now we're asking about weird stuff because I love asking weird stuff. What has got to be, not going into detail or anything mad, what's the most weirdest thing you've been asked to do visually?
It's got to be Women of War, hasn't it?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean the Women of War stuff is a bit weird, but.
Was it the coarse-footed eagle?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Amy wanted a version of the Man of War logo. With high heels, basically. So I was like, yeah, I can probably do that.
Cool. All good stuff. Right then. I'll just try to think now. Just knock back a fraction. Trying to run on memory is a nightmare.
Fury. You were going to ask us about Fury.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, yeah. So the band Fury, how did you guys meet with them? Is that something that you've always been friends with?
No, actually. We played the new Snooty Fox, the Black Mass in Wakefield, or whatever it is now. It's the Black Mass, isn't it? We met those guys at the gig. They asked us to do one of their shows in Worcester, so we met for the first time when we were both playing an all-day festival in Wakefield, and then we just kind of blossomed from there. So we played this gig together at the Mars Bar for one of their headline shows, and we got on so well that we decided to book a tour. And the tour really kind of sealed our friendship from there. We had such a great time together that we just haven't stopped doing things since. We do a lot of social outings. We still do a lot of gigs and tours together. And it's definitely a friendship for life, I think.
Cool, yeah. So I've seen some of the stuff when you were going around. It shows that as well in the photos or whatever else, and you can see just a little bit of banter in there as well. I'll say that's of course. And talking about banter, love banter. It's all good stuff. Have you had or done any crazy requests of anything just for a laugh?
Just for a laugh. So we toured in Finland in 2016 with Thunderstone, who were one of our favourite bands and biggest inspirations. And down the road, they became our friends, and they took us out on tour. And they gave us a driver and a tech for the tour in Finland called Miro. And a few months later, they came over to England for another tour, and we used to do a cover of "Holding Out for a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler, and we did "Holding Out for a Miro" at Corporation. And so there's like loads of people watching the gig who have no idea what's going on, and we're just singing to our tech because we loved him, "Holding Out for a Miro."
Oh, that's wicked. That's wicked. A question that a friend of mine asked, because you make questions up to ask bands and stuff for interviews. Now, I run a internet radio station. If you guys were to have your own radio station or have your own show, what would be the first song you would play and why?
The Odyssey
by Symphony X. No, there's no question there. I don't know. The Odyssey is probably collectively one of our favourite songs. I mean, it's one of Amy and Gemma's favourite party tricks is doing a full a cappella version from start to finish. So all 24.5 minutes of it, no instruments. That's it.
We can give you like a little demonstration if you like.
Yeah, go
ready?
for it.
Ba da da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 da, and yeah, we can do that for the full 25 minutes. Ba da 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 da.
Wicked. Awesome stuff. So you sing and keyboards?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you on bass?
Yeah.
I'm a bass player myself. Bit of a guitarist, but more of a bass player. Now, tone and everything else going from different equipment to equipment. What has got to be the best bass sound you've played off a bass? An instrument-wise.
Personally?
Yeah.
Well, I've just bought some new gear. Well, not just, but I've recently upgraded my rig to dark glass, and that is an incredible piece of kit. And tied in with my bass, when I bought my bass, it was about 6 or 7 years ago, because I joined the band as a guitarist.
Okay.
And Gemma said, "Oh, do you fancy playing bass for Dekesis?" I'd never played bass before in my life. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, how hard could it be?" It was really hard.
It worked for Lemmy.
Really hard. So, I spent some time playing a 4-string, and I was very limited because there just weren't enough strings. And then I went to PMT in Birmingham and found a 6-string bass. And the pickups in this bass, it's kind of like a mid-range, it's an Ibanez 6-string sound gear. And the sound, I've never been able to recreate the sound that I get from that bass from any other bass that I've ever played. It is so bombastic. The sustain is incredible. The Bartolini pickups are just like nothing that I've ever experienced before, and that tied in with the dark glass is like mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, a bit biased really, because it's all my own gear. But
So here's what it is, all good stuff. Talking about gear, now, as kicking the living daylights out of things, what has been the most funniest incident while playing a gig?
I often have to put my cymbals back in place sometimes, mid-drum fill. I've done that sometimes. Cymbal stands flying off everywhere. I'm sure every drummer's had that, but yeah, I've kind of mastered the art of carrying on a drum fill on the kicks while I sort stuff out and pick up sticks and carry on again.
Oh no, there was that time in Sheffield where you've got a slow-mo video of him playing a fill, and he drops a stick and he picks another one up and finishes the fill. And we were watching this video back how did you do that? And you don't even remember how you did it. It just
you can't stop the song, man. You've got to keep going.
Cool, all good stuff. So, new album next year.
Yeah.
Have you got a title? Are you going to reveal? Or?
We do, yeah. We've got a title, we've got track listings, we've got artwork. The announcement is very soon.
Epic, excellent. How many tracks are on the album?
9. 8 and an intro. That's 9. You wrote the intro. There's 9.
That's it. Yeah, it's a song. It's a song. Cool.
You can credit me with all the songwriting if you want to, but no, that was him.
Is there anything that you did differently this time that you did previously?
Loads.
Loads. Anything that you from previous, because you've got 2 previous ones, haven't you? Anything that you picked up that you didn't want to do, or something that you picked up and thought we could have done better that you implemented in this new one?
Yeah, I think every album's just a development of the last one, isn't it? Or it feels that way for us. You know, this is a development of the New Dawn, kind of the next step. And there's a lot more like textures and layers, and you know, we've got 3 vocalists in the band, and I think with this upcoming album, I've got to try not to like give up too much information. I think we've really gone to town with playing with the textures of those voices and more sort of carefully arranged things. You know, we like to go a bit crazy with the orchestras and the sub drops and all of the atmospheric stuff, and I think this time around it's a lot more refined, it's a lot more purposeful. Yeah, just a development.
Yeah, cool, awesome. You haven't got the release date yet. It's just is it early next year?
Early next year.
Early next year. I can't wait. Because I remember when I can't think it was spoke to you on Facebook and said, "Look, I really like to play music," and I'm thinking, I can't get enough. I really can't. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolute top-notch stuff, and I cannot wait for what's happening next. Gigs. So when is your next one?
It will be our album launch in Birmingham early next year. So all the details will be coming up for that so soon. So pre-orders will be opening, and we'll release all the details for that in the next few weeks. And then after that, we will be going on a headline tour around the UK. So again, more stuff to be announced. It's all in the works. So we're just very hush-hush about it at the moment.
You see, I'm trying to fish. You're very, very good.
We do have, so there's no more Dekesis shows now. The Dekesis focus is going to be entirely on the new album. But we will miss being on stage. So we're booking some Women Award dates to kind of fill out that void, aren't we, over the next few months. So we'll still be out and about. You'll still see the hair everywhere and, you know, the noises that we make. It'll just be more Man of War themed.
Nice. More wigs.
More wigs, and the boys will be wearing makeup. That'll be the only difference, really.
Any other final words to everybody out there?
We hope you are excited about our new album, and we're really excited, and that will be coming really, really soon. So have a nice winter, and we'll see you in spring 2020.
Spring, see, we're getting closer. I'm getting good at this fishing line. Okay, to cases. Thank you very much for taking some time to have a chat with us. And Mad Mind, UG Media. See you soon. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mad Martin from UG Media, and I am joined by the fantastic 40,000 Leagues for BadgerFest 2019. Welcome, gentlemen. Introduce yourselves. So we'll start all the way over here, sir.
I'm Paul. I'm the drummer for 40,000 Leagues.
Hi guys, I'm Rick. I'm the bassist.
I'm Nathan. I'm the singer.
I'm Joe. I play guitar.
I'm Harry. I play rhythm.
Welcome, gentlemen, welcome. Okay, so you guys formed in 2016. You're quite, I was going to say local area. I asked you this question earlier. What is the difference between Greater Manchester and Manchester?
Hi, Rick.
Hi guys, we're sort of Stockport, so it's the very border, and then Joe's from Macclesfield, so he doesn't really get to say Manchester, so we just put Greater Manchester.
Yeah, Joe doesn't count.
I mean, he does count, but he just lives further away.
He's still equal. He's still a person. He still gets like...
He's a lovely person. I feel I've misworded that. We love you, Joe.
Yes, we all love Joe.
Oh, we all love Joe. All good stuff. So I do believe you guys opened up the festivities today. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get to see it because we were still stuck in traffic. This is great
delightful.
stuff. Excellent. How do you think the response was for your gig this evening, sir?
Honestly, I sort of got a bit speechless. So I came out, ran onto like the barriers, and I saw everyone, and I kind of froze a little bit, and I didn't realise there was that many people there, and then I just kind of tried to shake my nerves as quickly as possible to go, okay, pressure's off, let's just do it. But honestly, it was just, the crowd were incredible, like the whole setup of it was just amazing, and opening a festival is daunting and it's terrifying, but at the same time, the crowd was so welcoming and it was just amazing. Like, honestly, one of my favourite gigs I've ever played.
Cool, epic stuff, epic stuff. Now, say, are you guys knocking around for the whole weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Is there anybody? Now, I know we're getting quite close to the end for this evening, but so you're knocking around tomorrow. Is anybody tomorrow that you specifically want to see?
Yeah.
We'll start with you.
Portrayal of Ruin. They're on at 2. What's that? Run at 1:30. Get them. They're mint. Well, yeah, they're going to be mint. They're really, really good. We played a gig with them at the Pier Hat about, like a month ago? Something like that. And it was just, they were spot on. They've got a new EP out at the moment. And it's just really raw, really brutal, really, if you like underground metal.
Cool, my kind of thing. You, sir, have you got a preference, sir?
Not really. It's probably the same, to be honest, because we've played with them, seen them before, we know what they're about. They're going to they're doing the same job as us. They're opening up the entire thing, so I think they're going to do a good job at that.
Cool.
We relate. Yeah.
Good stuff, good stuff. Quickly, gentlemen, any preference for tomorrow?
Yeah, again, to echo what they're saying, Portrayal of Ruin, really good friends with them. They're in the same spot as we were, and I've no doubt they're going to smash it, because they're just... First time I saw them, like, I was in shock. Calvin's this little man with a little red hair, and the noises he makes you don't expect to come out of him, and it's fantastic. They're just incredible. So I'm excited for Portrayal of Ruin, and Sworn Amongst, actually. I heard them on radio, BadgerFest radio, Badger was doing, and as soon as I heard them, I was like, whoa, okay. They're becoming one of my favourite bands. They're really good. They're really good.
So the metal scene at the moment is certainly growing a lot more each year, and which is great for the scene. It's great especially for you guys, and you get to play all sorts of stuff. So we're talking about gigs. Throw a bit of banter out there. What has been the most obscure and weirdest gig you guys have done?
Well, where do you want to start?
20 minutes.
We've done a few in my hometown of Macclesfield, where we have to play for about 2 hours, which is quite big for
Do some really good covers, and we've done like medleys where we mash some songs together and stuff. That's good fun.
Before Harry joined, Harry only joined this year, but before Harry joined, we did a Disney medley.
I was going to ask that. You guys look like the Disney type.
Is that a compliment? I feel like that's a compliment.
I mean,
Gaston is my spirit animal.
I mean, they're just tunes, aren't they? And if it can be turned into a metal song, it's a good song.
Yeah, he's right. And of course, we also throw in a jazz version of Gay Bar occasionally.
Brilliant. I need to hear this.
We played it last week at a surprise birthday gig, and we got told to add it into today's set. However, we did not do that. But that's not to say that it won't appear in a Manchester set. It will be there.
Wicked. When you release a new single, make sure it's a B-side or something.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's got to be.
It's got to be good stuff. All good stuff. Right. Obscure questions. I like obscure questions. So,
Love 'em.
Stranded. Desert Island. You've got 3 albums. What would they be, sir?
I like Thy Art Is Murder, so I'd probably go with Dear Desolation on that one. The new Killswitch album, what's it called? what was it called? Atonement.
That's it.
I don't even know if it's the new one, but it is the new one, isn't it? That one. And fuck it, why not REP?
Good choice,
What a
sir.
bad
Good
island.
choice. Good choice.
Oh God.
I don't know that one.
You like
Probably Avantasia Moonglow. I mean, I'm wearing it, so yeah, they're amazingly good.
I like Ed guys. So yeah, that's
By a Summit in general. Beginning of Times by Amorphous. And probably going all indie now. Films about ghosts by Counting Crows. But yeah, what about you, Nate?
Straight up.
No, I'm gonna say at the minute, The Silver Screen by Ice Nine Kills. I can listen to that on repeat. The lyrics of that are perfect. God, this is a hard one.
no pressure.
I'm gonna say Deliverance by Parkway Drive. I really like that at the minute.
Cool.
And Nightmare by Avenged Sevenfold.
you knew he was waiting for it.
I love it. It's a great album.
It is a good one. It is a good one. Okay, so as a 5-piece, so obviously there's a lot of gear, so that's got to be a lot of logistics. What has been the furthest gig that you've done, and what has been the most awkward to get to because of that?
Say that again.
It's awkward to get to a gig because of the gear and the first one.
Nottingham. Nottingham.
Because it's no secret, Paul and Rick actually turned up late to that gig. 5 minutes before we were meant to go on. We are more professional than that. So we had to cut our set time short by 5 minutes, but yeah, it was just...
It was still a good gig.
It was a great gig.
yeah.
We managed to pull it around, and I managed to go home with less hatred than when I arrived. But yeah, that was definitely hard to get to with the gear, because especially he has a Toyota Yaris.
Real.
Basically, to sum that up. No. We got there fine. However,
Yeah,
when we got there, we were told the main band was supplying guitar cabs. It turned out when we got there, the main band don't actually have guitars in their band. So we're in Rill, not close to Manchester, and we have to somehow get 2 guitar cabs out of nowhere on a Sunday night, I think it was, at 8 p.m. in Rill. However, we managed it, but it was very stressful.
Oh, I can imagine. Can imagine. The land of sheep and green and rain.
And no guitar cabs, apparently.
No guitar caps. Yeah, that's got to be pretty awkward. Pretty awkward. Okay, so it was say with 5-piece whatever else. You guys are pretty new to me. So you may have been asked this question before. How did you guys meet? Are you like all from the same area, same neighbourhood, or
Complicated, really, because
you weren't all dating each other?
no, nothing like that. But Andy, who's unfortunately no longer with us. He's moved down south, but he was the catalyst for this all happening. Really, he knew Nathan and Paul.
I knew Paul because when I was 15, we had a little band called Jurisdiction. Shout out to anyone who ever heard of us. You definitely didn't. And so I knew Paul from that, and I knew Andy from college, and I'd go around to his house and we'd occasionally play through songs, anything from Alter Bridge to Avenged Sevenfold to Parkway, anything. And you know, we like to think we got all right at playing someone else's songs, and we thought, you know what, I know a drummer, I know a bassist, and this was far before Rick, but I was like, why don't we just see what happens? And you know, Paul came down, had a jam with us, and you know, it went all right. After a few lineup changes, we got Rick in on bass, and then we changed entirely. As it's no secret, some of us don't know that much about music, but when you've got a man there who listens to Non-Stop Dream Theater, this being Joe, he came in and introduced time signatures. And he can take the rest from there, because we just changed, everything changed.
So I joined this noisy group of people, and we sort of ended up making some songs. If you listen to our first EP, Skip the First. So we went from there, and that's we spent quite a long time practicing really before we actually came out, and that's why when we formed in like 3 years ago, we didn't actually start gigging until about two and 1.5 years ago. Anyway, Harry was a fan of us before he joined us.
Oh, wicked!
I'd been watching them for about 10 months, and they were playing in Metal to the Masses here in Manchester. Didn't make it through the first round. Really disappointed.
Hang on.
What?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Yeah, and then there was this whole Andy was having some issues. Andy decided to leave for personal reasons, and then they had like a gig in like 2 weeks' time after Andy leaving. So it was like, well, I had nothing better to do, so they just asked me straight away, and I just sat at home and learned all the songs in 2 weeks, and then did it with them, and then I've been stuck ever since.
And a year later, after getting knocked out of Metal to the Masses in the first round, we made it to the final this year with our brothers in Clash Mute. Little shout out there. Lovely shirt. Love you guys. And yeah, I think we're going for that again next year. Win or lose, I urge every band to do it. We went out the first round, the first time we ever did it. Well, from that, Christian from Prognosis saw us, and he just put us on their album launch, and that just shot us up.
We wouldn't be here if we did not go out the first round of Metal to the Masses when we did.
So the moral of the story is, if you went to Metal to the Masses, it's a great atmosphere. It can get a little stressful because it's a competition. Of course, you want to win, but do not be disheartened if you don't, because what you get from it is much bigger than anything you get from it when you win. You make so many connections. We've got such a good friendship with Clash Mute now, Prognosis, Reptilian Humanoid, bands like that we played with. And we wouldn't trade that for the world. We've made really good friends with everybody. And, it'd be great to win it, but at the same time, when you take away what you got from it, it's just an incredible experience. Any band out there, go for it.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Well, we know, so we're good friends with Fat Angel, and we're from Coventry, and we know that when Pelusion won it, and it was just fantastic. And it's just, even just going to the gigs alone is absolutely fantastic.
Way to make fans, and it's just always a good night.
Exactly. It's a great thing. It's like its own separate community as well.
Yeah.
And it's not just here in Britain as well. It's all over the place.
Definitely.
It's all over the place, which is absolutely fantastic. And of course, if you didn't know, the winners of Metal to the Masses get to play the New Blood stage at Bloodstock, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, all good stuff from there. So obviously you opened up for this evening's festivities. Any of you got a specific warm-up routine, so to speak?
Mine's quite awkward. So I drink about 4 50cl bottles of water during the day before we go on.
500 millilitres, mate.
Well, it says 50cl on the Evian bottles, so that's what I'm going with, right?
Is that the water of choice, or is it just what you get out of?
It's normally Highland Springs. It's at the minute. It's on at Tesco, £2 for 12.
Yeah.
Quality.
Is it because of the water, or is it because of the different taste in plastic?
Oh, I don't know. I just buy whatever's cheap and whatever's got more than 6. So I do that. I'll always eat 3 hours before a gig because I'm genuinely... when you eat, if you eat a lot, you will burp. This is a genuine fear of mine that if I eat an hour before we go on stage, I will be burping mid-song. So I have to eat at least 3 hours before we go on.
So it's no pre-gig kebab then, no?
Oh no, the pizzas and kebabs come afterwards. I did find out recently from my vocal tutor though that I am allowed dairy on a gig day. I didn't know. I heard this big thing about how dairy is bad for your voice, and I messaged him saying, "Is this true?" And he literally said, "Go play outside and stop listening to the internet." So I got told.
So you got told off?
I got told off, but yeah, I do that. Eat 3 hours beforehand, half an hour. I'll have a vocal zone and just do vocal warm-ups and then stretches and then go on. That's how I do.
Vocal zone is amazing.
Honey and lemon, oh my god, life changer.
So I'm a weirdo. I like the original.
Oh yeah, no, they are good, but anything with honey and lemon in, I'm a fiend for it.
You two gentlemen, pre-gig rituals or something that you do before you play a gig set?
Oh, I panic for ages.
You panic? You nerves. What do? I lose my shit.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Nothing. Literally nothing.
And it's just really good.
Yeah. Hey, you're not.
Missing out the finer details. Like we all do like stretches for our fingers. Sometimes these pair need like little massages on their arms and stuff like that.
They don't want to admit that.
Harry does the great stuff.
Harry is our masseuse.
A band masseuse is worth its weight in gold. Do you,
used to be
do you
me, but
invoice them? Do you invoice them?
Start charging, Harry.
By the way, no happy endings.
No. Oh.
I have to pay extra for that.
Oh, right. Cool. Brilliant.
I just do jazz arpeggios. I hate jazz.
Oh, wicked.
He hates jazz, but we do a smooth jazz version of Gay Bar. Good one, mate.
It's like slow blues, so it's okay.
No, it's not.
I feel the same way.
No, it's not. Jazz is the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, it's not. There are worse things in the world.
I don't agree with you.
There is. Like acid jazz. I don't know what that is, but it's apparently a thing.
Everyone out there, just because some of us don't like jazz, ignore them. I quite enjoy jazz.
So does he.
Who's that guy?
I like jazz.
Who's he we listen to? Luke Cage.
Oh.
Ain't it a sin?
Never mind. I can't remember his
We
name.
love it so
we
much,
like
we can't
it so
remember
much,
his
we
name.
forgot the name of it.
He did a song in Luke Cage called Ain't It a Sin. It's fantastic.
It is very, very good.
Very good.
Screaming Eagle of Soul, but I can't remember his actual name.
Yeah.
We are at a metal place, guys.
Yeah, but it's influences. I was raised on Westlife, and now look at me. I still can't sing.
Okay. Alrighty. So from
Charles Bradley. Anyway,
got them in the end. It's all good stuff. So obviously you opened up today. What is the future hold for 40,000 Leagues?
not a clue.
Nice.
Hopefully, we just hope to just.
Oh, well, our new music's going to be heavier, and what I described it earlier. It's definitely heavier. Probably the songs are a bit less long because unfortunately our songs are about 10 minutes each, and we go off on one. But
Go off on one. I go off on one.
yeah. Control half the song as a guitar solo, but you know what? No one told me off, so I'm going to do it. We're going to do a new EP or album. We're not sure yet. We're going to see where we are. We've got some new ideas, and we're just going to see what happens. And I think people are going to like it. It's definitely heavier. It's darker as well, but it's still
Like what people liked from our EP and what people like about our live show. Like we still keep them elements in. So yeah, I mean we're hoping everyone will like it, and it's been quite an experience writing all these new songs. It's semi-stepping out our comfort zone a bit because we're used to doing like the 8-minute songs. Like we can do it, but now we're doing like 4 or 5 minute songs, and I'm like, right, what can I do to make this not just interesting but vocally I want people to go, oh, that's good, and like lyrically as well. So I'm really excited for the next phase of this band, and we have no idea where it's going to take us, but quick little shout out, our next gig in Manchester is actually drumming up change with the man who was running BadgerFest. He's drumming in 10 bands, John Badger, and we think he's insane for it. But he's chosen us to be one of the bands for it, and we're absolutely honoured for it. And he's been practicing with us, and it's been so fun. He's honestly one of the greatest musicians I've had the pleasure of like sharing, not even sharing a stage with that yet, but like, you know, a practice room, like seeing him just, it was like, oh, I don't know if I've got the songs, and he comes in and blasts them out, and we're just like, no, you've got them, yeah, you're quite good. But yeah, we're really excited for that. Drumming up change, 10 bands, it's all for charity, it's a good cause. It's at Rebellion. 16th of November, you'd be fool to miss it.
Cool. All good stuff. Any final things?
Yeah, we've got. We're going to be releasing a live EP of the performance here tonight around Christmas, maybe, if the mastering go down right. It depends on what you think about that, because you're doing the mastering.
look at my face.
January, February.
It might be out. We'll see.
Cool, fantastic. I am Mad Mind. I am with 40,000 Leagues. Nothing about sea at all. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.